Well, hi there, sugar birds and sugar bugs. Welcome back to another episode of BirdsSMP. Now, in the last episode, we did work on this beautiful jar. It is my home, it is comfy, and it is cozy. But this episode, we are going to be working on the shop behind it. It is going to be called the... What the... Hello?
Is anyone home?
Hello? Who's there? Leaf, how are you, sugar bug? What brings you to this neck of the wood?
Oh, yes, hello. I have a very important question. Well, first, are you aware of an eagle who's attempting to host a coronation soon? She says she wants to be queen of all the land.
A coronation? That's a flower. But I did hear through the glowberry vine about this new alleged queen. Can't say I know too much about it, though. That's out of my range of skill.
Yeah, I don't really understand what a queen has to do with flowers either, or what this is all about, but I do know that it's grave importance that we discuss the matter further. But it's a bit open here. Would you be so kind as to meet with King Radir so that we can discuss the upcoming event in safety and confidentiality?
I suppose it won't hurt to visit an old friend. After all, we fireflies are beetles too.
Radir, my king, I've brought a friend.
Huh? A friend? Who might that be?
Howdy, your majesty. Long time no see.
Oh, Crisppy. What a lovely surprise. How are you? What brings you here?
Au contraire, I had the same question. I hear you wanted to chat about this coronation coming up.
Ah, yeah, the coronation, where this so-called queen is going to anoint herself as ruler of the entire world, etc. First and foremost, I'd like to gauge how much you know about this, and of this queen, if you wouldn't mind me asking.
Only that it's an eagle. Don't know her name, how long she's been around. Only heard about it through wings and whispers.
That would seem to be the recurring pattern. It seems everyone we've spoken to is rather in the dark about who she is and what her intentions are.
Who else have you spoken to?
So far we've spoken with Bo, Amron, Captain, and Micah. We've also spoken with Orchid too, but haven't divulged into the finer details as he's currently acting as her commander.
I see. What is it you need from me?
Well, we're primarily looking for allies. We're not looking to spark any conflict. We're namely banding together to express our distaste for this self-appointed ruler and what she stands for. So we've come to you next to discuss the topic and see where you stand on the matter.
Well, I can't say I'm too keen on a sudden change of power either. Regardless, what happens in my jar stays in my jar. Besides, what does she stand for anyway?
That's where things start to get interesting. She stands on the morals of, if it exists, it's mine. This includes everything that pre-existed to her rule, including your jar. And that's only scraping the top of the dung pile.
Yes, I spied during negotiations, and I heard her only accepting her own kingdom in the event that we stayed entirely underground. Anything that we had above ground before is apparently under her claim, and my king was under veiled threat should we try to resist her. Her words spoke of disdain for bugs like us, and she mocked Radir as well for his youth being spent underground, which, as you know, is common for all beetles before we hatch from our cocoons and go through the big change.
I see. That does throw a wrench in things. What do you suppose we do about it?
Well, we plan to protest at this coronation. Doing some reconnaissance, I have discovered the location is quite near our kingdom. With help with birds on the inside, we plan to make our protest known peacefully through a display offering.
And by peacefully, we mean we intend to literally rain on the parade to demonstrate that we won't stand for this treatment from a tyrant.
Exactly. We intend to launch a protest on Coronation Day. As soon as the Queen sits on her throne, she will receive a personal welcoming of our kingdom. We will utilize our personal resources to make our stance known. We do not ask you to participate, should you wish to remain impartial, but we wanted you to know what we plan and that we humbly wish to hear your support in our endeavors.
You mean to say you're quite literally gonna shit on her?
Maybe.
No comment. I can't promise that I'll be around when the coronation is up and running, but it wouldn't hurt to help out an old friend by providing whatever resources I have in stock. The shop is about to open after all, but tell me, what can you provide for me in return?
But of course, I'm a firm believer in the laws of equivalent exchange. Well, in trade of your companionship to myself, Shittopia, and its people, I can provide you safe respite within our land at any and all times, especially should this tyrant retaliate in a direction for the worse. And just as you provide me with resources to uphold our nation, I in turn shall provide any and all resources of Shittopia to you, in order to help you further your own goals should you ever request it, such as expanding your humble home.
I always know I can count on you, Ryder.
My king is always faithful and true to his word, and I second it. Just let us know whatever resources you require, and we'll do our best to provide it.
Y'all best do the same. I'll set up a mailbox outside the shop.
Of course, of course. And again, thank you, Crisppy, for hearing us out and for your support as well. I think that is all for the time being, but we will update you should anything happen, of course.
Stay safe, Crisppy, and thank you. It's comforting to know that we have friends like you by our side. I promise we won't let this tyrant bring harm to our homes, friends, or families. You're always welcome here. Be sure to stop by if anything comes up, though. We'll keep you informed of what comes from the coronation.
Well, that was an interesting turn of events, but we better get working on this shop. It is going to be called Glow and Greenery Emporium. So what we are going to do is we are going to dig a tunnel leading from this hole, and it's going to go down here and go all the way to the back of the shop. I had to make it a 3x2 hallway so everybody could fit through and get into the jar. This is going to be the entryway for bigger species like the ostrich to get in and out of the jar and walk through the shop. Now, all of my supply, everything that I'm selling, is going to be displayed within the walls of this hallway. And you pay up at the front. The currency for this SMP is diamonds. There's going to be a little chest up here closer to the front of the building where you are going to deposit all of your diamonds. Now, Crisppy, what are we selling? Well, we are going to be selling anything that falls off of trees. That includes wood, leaves, saplings, apples, and anything that glows. That includes my glowstone, things like glowberries. Also be selling some spore blossoms, anything that will make your build look both whimsical and or silly. Before we do any building, we are going to go and grab some deep slate for the support of the shop. Okie dokie, now we have the deep slate. I actually want to cut these into tiles before we do anything. I do have the reference for the shop pulled up, so as soon as we get that, we will be ready to start building.
Excuse me.
Alright, we have our deep slate tiles. Let's get building. Starting off with the back, I decided to make the base deep slate tiles, and then we're going to accent it with maple logs. And I think maple wood is the way that we're going to go all the way. There we go. This, and then it's 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2 here. Looking kind of cute. Definitely going to be a smaller build, but that's okay. Let's get some of this grass and stuff out of the way, so I can actually see when I'm building. And then we put this here, and then we put this here. Perfect. Alright. Now, how tall do I want to make this? Definitely at least 3 blocks for the entrance. now that we have the wall set up, I want to go ahead and strip these logs just to see how it looks. Oh, the maple wood looks kind of fleshy when it's stripped. I don't know. I kind of like the regular wood better. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's okay, we can always reuse these and turn them into planks. And bam, all fixed. Where to go from here? There we go. I'm sorry, sir, but we're gonna have to get rid of you. Yum. Definitely have to make some maple trapdoors. How many do we need? We'll start with that for now. And we're gonna want to put these here, and here, here, and here, and here. Perfect. And I'm gonna want to do this on all sides, but we are also going to need, while we're at it, some stairs, which means I'm going to have to make this a little bit taller. Put the maple stairs here, here. Let's see how that looks. I like it. I love it, actually. I'm using these oak leaves as a placeholder shrubbery, but eventually I'm going to be replacing them with azalea leaves, specifically the flowering ones. So far, I am loving how this is looking. This looks awesome! Gonna make a couple of deep slate tile stairs. This is definitely a more complex design than the jar, although smaller. It is probably going to take a little bit more work, seeing as there's a lot of odds and ends you need to get into rather than it just being a straight cylinder. Let's go ahead and fix up the rest of these walls, and then we will move on to the roof. Okie dokie. How do you suppose we light this place up? I mean, obviously we could use glowstone, but we also now have shroom lights. For now, I think I'm just going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of this. I can change it a little bit later on if I feel that's insufficient. Alright, starting on the roof, we are definitely actually going to need more deep slate tile stairs. Start there. Okay, perfect. We are going to go all the way across. All the way across like this. Alright, we are going to go ahead and complete the rest of the roof, and I will see you guys afterwards. Alright, let's see how it looks so far. I like it, I like it. I don't think I want to make the roof any lower than it is, so it will show like this window frame kind of situation we got going on here, because I really do enjoy that. Now, we gotta cover up these two holes. How we are going to do that is we are going to extend the support beams up like so. And then, I think I want to do the same to the other side as well. And then we can cover the back with maple planks, like so. We'll do the same to this side. Looking good, looking good. Now obviously it's not going to be perfect, and I will keep making minor changes throughout the rest of the series, but for now it looks really good and I'm very, very happy with it. Now we are going to continue to work on the exterior, meaning these walls they're not really windows because you can't see into them, but this little setup right here, and we're going to do that between all of the support beams. But before we do that, I just want to really quickly plant an azalea tree for its leaves so I can decorate the exterior with said leaves. There we go. So now that I have successfully stripped the tree, it is time to work on the sides, or the outside, of the shop. Alright, looking good. I'm very, very happy with this. So now we are going to try and figure out what we want the interior to look like, because it's a little bit bland in here. We are going to start with a pathway down the middle. I have no idea where all of this glowstone came from. I did not do this. I think I want to do pillars similar to the way they did it outside, but I want to make it flowering azalea leaves. Maybe not all the way to the top. Okay, that's kind of cute. Maybe I want to put composters here instead of the glowstone. Plop that down there, and plop this one just to make it even, in case any light does emit from there. And boop. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and get rid of the rest of this glowstone. So, slight change of plans. I actually do want to incorporate quartz into this build. Unfortunately, we haven't gone to the nether yet. So, that will have to wait for another time. But what we can do is we can set up the payment box and the mailbox. So, let me go ahead and craft that real quick. We're gonna plop a maple fence down right here with a chest right there, and that will be, for now, our mailbox, and our payment box will be right here. Let's go ahead and take one final look before I end the video for today. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to come and watch this video. I know it was incredibly scuffed, but it does mean a lot regardless. Unfortunately, I do have some less than ideal news to share. My life is incredibly busy all the time, and I don't have the time to edit videos like I had planned. And it really does take a lot out of the experience when you're spending more time in your editing software than in the game. Not to mention that I'm not the most talented when it comes to talking to a camera on my own. I'm literally reading off a script right now just to make sure I get everything I want to say out. I say all that to say that I will not be considering the series on YouTube the way I planned it to be. Now, of course, that's not to say I'm going to be gone forever. I will be switching to streaming only for BirdsSMP, and I will upload edited VODs for major events and lore clips as well. The intro sequence was incredibly fun to put together, albeit unprofessionally made. I do appreciate all the time you took to watch the work I put into these past 4 episodes, and here's to many more experiences down the line. You can catch my streams on twitch.tv/CrisppayAshe. That's CrisppayAshe. And if you want another way to support me, check out the link to my Ko-fi below. All monthly donors get exclusive access to my Discord server including drawing and editing tutorials, exclusive speed paints, giveaways, song requests, and so much more. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next stream or VOD. Bye, sugar bugs.